four categories of financial ratios. Liquidity ratios, check liquid resources. Activity ratios, check business efficiency. Leverage ratio, check risk of borrowing. And profitability ratio, check profits performance. Let's look at the lecture illustration here, the financial statement of Seafood Limited. This is the P&L statement for the year ended 31st December 2012 and 2011. Please spend some time to look at it. Next, we look at the balance sheet, also for the year as at 31st December 2012 and 2011. Please spend some time to look at it. The liquidity ratios here. The liquidity is measured by a firm's ability to repay its short-term debts as they come due. Analyzing liquidity involves examining the relationship between current assets and current liabilities. For what purpose? This is to determine whether the company can fulfill its obligation for current liabilities in the short term. To simplify, basically, can we pay the short-term debts or not when it's due? All right. Current assets are those that are expected to be liquidated or converted to cash within a year. So take note, it's within 1 year that can be converted to cash easily. I mean, there's some form of way that you can convert to cash. Current liabilities are expected to be settled within a year. So basically, same thing. This one is you are expected to pay within 1 year. Net working capital equals to current asset minus current liabilities. Net working capital measures the company's ability to pay current liabilities with its current assets. Generally, the larger the net working capital, the better ability to pay debts, short-term debts. So basically, in short, the bigger the figure, the better it is. Positive figure. Take note, it's positive figure. Next, we look at the types of liquidity ratios. There are two types, current ratio and quick ratio. Current ratio is another means of expressing the relationship between current assets and current liabilities. The current ratio shows that every $1 of current liabilities is covered by X dollar of the firm's current assets. This is the formula for it. Current ratio equals to current assets divided by current liabilities. It measures the firm's liquidity position. For example, the ability of the firm to meet its short-term obligation. Obviously, this is the bigger the figure, the better it is. The higher the ratio, current ratio, the more liquid is the firm. The acceptable value of current ratio depends very much on the industry average. So different industry have different average. So the industry will have higher current ratio compared to, for example, industry A may have higher current ratio than industry average for B. For industry B. Calculate the current ratio of Seafood Limited. Current ratio for 2012 is equals to current asset divided by current liabilities equals to 1.2 times. For 2011, same thing. Current asset divided by current liabilities is 1.1 time. You can see from the ratio, the liquidity improved from 1.1 times to 1.2 times. It's slightly more liquid. More or less the same, but slightly better. The retail food industry has a current ratio of 1.8 times. How does Seafood Limited current ratio compares with the industry? Of course, the seafood current ratio is lower than the industry average. This indicates that the seafood is less liquid than the industry average, than the average firm in the industry. When the current liabilities are due for payment, the seafood may have to try harder to find the cash to pay its creditor. And there will be a higher risk of bankruptcy.